Tiger Woods is a legend in the golfing world and considered the best there ever was, but he even has to admit when other players excel, Tom Kim might soon surpass him in wins secured. Before hitting the age of 21, and Justin Thomas has revealed that Woods had contacted him to praise Fred Couples SAS Championship run in October. We'll be covering both pieces of news in today's video. First up, Kim set up to surpass Woods. Kim Joo-hyung, or Tom Kim as he's commonly known, is just 20 years old at the moment. He began his PGA Tour career with a temporary membership last year, but has since gotten his tour card. To say that he's hit the ground running would be a huge understatement. Kim has already taken home the title at the Wyndham Championship in August, and then the Shriners Children's Open earlier in October. That is no small feat, and the only other person to win the tournaments before the age of 21 since the Second World War was Tiger Woods. Woods managed to achieve that feat the same year he was turning 21, while Tom Kim has until next June before he hits that age. It's safe to say that he's well set up to go further than Woods did early in his career. It's even more likely when you think back on how Kim was actually won these two tournaments. For the Shriners Children's Open, he was pretty much sitting comfortably in the lead throughout, easily clearing runner-ups Patrick Cantlay and Matthew Naismith. By the end of the tournament, he was down 24 under par. His success is definitely because of the immense skill he's developing playing in the Asian Tour, but there's another important aspect to it: determination. Kim has played in a whopping 10 tour events this year, and he hasn't given the public any signs of being exhausted. If he carries on like this, he'll definitely go far. Next, Kim at the CJ Cup. Tom Kim has barely let up since his second tour win. Just a couple of weeks after his Shriner Children's Open outing, he was back at it again in the CJ Cup in the middle of October. His first round on the Congaree Golf Club course was so relaxed yet well played that many figured that it would be the week he went further than Tiger Woods. He was in high spirits the first day, having managed a 66 by the end to keep him below leaders Gary Woodland and Trey Mullinax by just one stroke. However, even though the spectators couldn't help but fantasize about Kim's potential feats, the Korean himself was just happy to be playing with legendary golfer Rory McIlroy. By the end of the round, he was still bubbling with excitement over the fact that he got to share the field with him. Not only did he share a field with McIlroy, but he also shared a scoreline with him as McIlroy also turned in 66. Despite a fantastic showing that day, Kim told interviewers he found it hard to play his own game because he kept watching the lines that McIlroy was taking. He was particularly impressed by how comfortable took a 308 feet line to the run out and almost made it. Though he acknowledged he should have been focused on his own game and not McIlroy's lines, he said that he still had fun playing with him. Moving on, Thomas talks Woods and Fred Couples. Justin Thomas began his career with the PGA Tour back in 2015, and since then, he's made quite a name for himself in the golf community. In fact, he'd made such a big impression that he quickly became fast friends with legend Tiger Woods. But even knowing that, it's still strange to hear that Thomas recently received a phone call from him to discuss the then ongoing SAS Championship on the PGA Tour Champion Circuit. Thomas has been speaking to the media ahead of the first day of the CJ Cup that took place in the middle of October. One reporter present was eager to know what the 29-year-old's reaction to Fred Couples winning the SAS Championship was. That's when Thomas revealed that he casually got a phone call from Woods. Initially, he said that he was following the SAS Championship a bit, but that wasn't his primary concern. He was actually really invested in watching the NFL matchup between the Kansas City Chiefs and Buffalo Bills and scheduled his entire day of practice around it. So he tuned in for only a moment, especially since he thought that Couples was going to win anyway. However, at around the 17th or 18th hole, Thomas got a call from Woods who asked him if he was watching. Woods was clearly really enthusiastic about Couples being 11 under par at the 18th, but Thomas was more interested in the football game. However, he did tune in for the final moments. Coming up, Woods' friendships. In the past few years, Woods has clearly been making more of an effort to connect with the younger generation of great golfers. His friendship with Justin Thomas is just one example of this. When Thomas won the 2022 PGA Championship after defeating Will Zalatoris in the playoffs, Woods made a very public tweet congratulating him on the successful run. He also personally phoned him up to say some kind words. Woods also established close relationships with players like Rory McIlroy, Ricky Fowler, and Jordan Spieth. But it seems like he may have a particularly soft spot for Thomas, as he chose to share this moment by watching Fred Couples win with him. The two apparently also joked around a bit, with Thomas saying that Couples might play tour events again, alluding to the fact that Couples is now in his 60s. Now for Thomas on his 2022 run. Now you might say that Thomas was basically set for this year after he won his second major title at the PGA Championship. However, he himself described the year as irritating because he's only won once. He changed his statement though, saying that he's just hungry for victory. He sees all the players ahead of him in the world rankings, and it makes him want to go and win more, and respects that those players have gone through the grind to make it where they have been, but as a former world #1 player, he's always going to be chasing the top spot. At the moment, he might be the top 10 in the world, but he still has 7 others that sit on the top of him in the rankings. That's 7 too many. He re-emphasized that he's just hungry to win more golf tournaments. Thomas acknowledged he played really well last year, but it all comes down to whether you win, and he just thinks he didn't win enough for his liking. And winning enough means winning as many points as he takes to get to #1. In order to do that, he knows he's just going to have to practice a lot more and keep pushing harder until he gets the wins he needs. Let's learn more about Justin Thomas. As we earlier mentioned, Thomas has been on the PGA Tour since 2015. The following season was one that certified him as one to watch out for. He took home his second PGA Tour win in October 2016 with a defense of his CIMB Classic title. Then he went on to win his third at the SBS Tournament of Champions just 3 months later. A week later, he won the Sony Open in Hawaii to grow his tally to 4. In August of the same year, he managed to take home his first majors title, the 2017 PGA Championship, by winning by 2 shots. Then at the Dell Technologies Championship, he became the 4th golfer ever to win 5 titles in a PGA Tour before his 25th birthday since 1960. The 3 others that have that honor are Tiger Woods, Jack Nicklaus, and Jordan Spieth. He was certainly in the company of giants. Since that amazing season, the Kentucky-born golfer has won an additional 10 tour events, which is no small feat to accomplish within 5 years. Still, Thomas keeps wanting more. He's gotten a taste for being at the top, and there's nothing that can keep him from trying there again. Last, the CJ Cup results. Both Kim and Thomas were looking to make a splash at the CJ Cup this month, but things didn't turn out the way they were hoping when it ended on the 23rd. For starters, the powerhouse Rory McIlroy ended up with a score of 17 under par. Kim only managed a 10 under par, which tied him with a Jason Day for 11th place. Thomas fared even worse over the 4 rounds, with a quintuple tie for 40th place thanks to a score of 2 under. Kim might have been a decent mood following that scoreboard's completion, but we're certain Thomas was beating himself up about it. And my friends, that's gonna wrap up this video for today. Do you think Kim will surpass Woods under 21 feet? Let us know in the comments below, and please make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more videos just like this one. Please also make sure to let us know any other topics you'd like to hear us talk about. We always love to hear from you. But with that being said, my friends, thank you so much for swinging by the channel today, and we'll see you in the next video.